Well, this ruined everything. My entire start of this was going to be, hotfix 29.9.0. First off, it's an update, not a hotfix. I'm reading the last word on the link, but it doesn't actually say Octavia Prime. It is a link to the forum post, which will be in the description below, unless you want to sit down and type that out as it appears on the screen. But this does mean update 29.9.0 Octavia Prime is here, and Octavia's dancing away there all happy. This would look so much better if that actually said update 29.9.0 Octavia Prime, which it obviously doesn't because it's a forum link. Because wouldn't that have made a much better intro than the huge HTML link? I told you they would fix it very quickly, and they have. It also works now, but yeah, it would have been better. Also, going back and re-recording it probably would have been better. We don't do that. There is, of course, Prime access for this. You can pick up just the weapons with a frame and the glyphs, or the whole pack, which includes the accessories, which, as mentioned, is an armor set. There's a Sandana, 90-day resource booster, 90-day affinity booster. Instead of a credit booster, it's still a resource booster. I expected it to turn back. It didn't. And the bonus is her Prime guitar, the Swazin. If you're into that kind of thing, I guess that's a bonus. I will literally place it as a landing craft decoration if I pick this up and leave it there. Because, well, I just don't play it that much. I think I may have played that thing a total of 5 or 6 times. All of them. I literally have them as landing craft decorations. How about instead we try and have the 2 Octavias? I know it's going to look pretty bad, I know it in advance, but I'm determined I'm going to do this. Dancing at the same time. There are massive regrets being done here. Reason I'm mentioning the forum post, they premiered her trailer. I'm not going to play that here. If you want to, link to this forum post is in the description below. But apart from the Prime, quickly, Riven Disposition changes, 9 new Octavia inspired dancing emotes. Oh, really? More emotes? A few optimizations, not that much. Just changes that resulted in fixes and generally fixes. This whole update is basically about this. The reason we're in the forums first, the Arbiters of Hex's sacrifice of Equinox Prime Neuroptics has been replaced with Atlas Prime systems, same as the Torpedo Prime handles been replaced with the Corinth. Yeah, I got that right that time. Equinox Prime for Red Veil's been replaced with Ivara Prime chassis, and for Steel Meridian, Equinox Prime Neuroptics has been replaced with Nezha Prime Neuroptics, because obviously entering the vault is Equinox Prime, the Stradivar Prime, and the Torpedo Prime. That just means you can no longer get relics for Equinox Prime, the Stradivar Prime, and the Torpedo Prime. They are not gone. If you have the relics, you can still use them, you can still open them, you can still get the parts, you can still build it, you can still trade the relics, trade the parts. It's just the relics will no longer be dropping. And because of that, they obviously changed the sacrifice for the syndicates to kind of show this. Plus, it's a lot harder to get a hold of a vaulted part than it is a non-vaulted part. Now, obviously, Octavia Prime is going to be a massive increase to looks more than anything else to normal Octavia, but there is also a lot of other things that tend to happen when a Prime frame comes out. Usually a subtle stat change, as well as a lot more polarized slots in the frame or the weapon. In this case, we have 25 extra energy, the same sprint speed, and 25 more shields. The shields have gone from 75 to 100. The energy's gone from 150 to 175. And she does look a lot better. As for relics, there is the Axie 05 relic that will have her blueprint. There is the Lith G5 relic, G3 relic, sorry, that will have, well, the Neuroptics as a common drop. The Meso D6 relic that will have, actually really surprised, the Systems as a common drop, and the Neo Z7 that will have her chassis blueprint as an uncommon, meaning 2 common parts, an uncommon, and a rare. Her signature weapon, Octavia wields her signature rifle. Alt-fire headshots, kill with a blah 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 blah. This thing was never that bad of a rifle. It was just one of those frustrating weapons that you kind of leveled up and went back to using your normal weaponry. That happens way more than it should, to be fair. But the new version, the Tenora Prime, oh yes, this thing looks absolutely amazing. It's just the subtle changes and the gold lattice, shall we call it, lacing this thing. You would think that would be it. It has a total of 28 damage. The normal one only has 74. It basically does more impact, more puncture, more slash, more status because it's gone from 16% to 24%, more crit because the crit has gone from 28% to 30%, but the crit multiplier has gone from 2 to 2.2. The fire rate has gone up from 11.67 to 12.67. It's about time because even the magazine is 200 over the normal one that's only 150. Everything about this is saying this thing is just a vast improvement, even up to the secondary fire mode, the alt fire mode, where everything on there, it has more crit, it has more status, and it has more damage. Every single part of this is an increase. This is what primes used to be. None of this make it look better and increase the status ever so slightly. There you go, prime weapon. Every single aspect of this is increased. It does 280 damage instead of the 240 it used to do. It does 28 damage instead of the 24 it used to do. More damage, more crit, more status. Now, I'm looking forward to this thing. The relics for this are the Axie T6 relic. It's the stock for uncommon. That's actually really good. Usually they are, there it is. The barrel can be found as the rare drop from the Lith T5 relic. The Meso T4 relic has the receiver as a rare. Ooh, that's 2 rares. That's going to make this thing not painful to get, because the Neo B7 relic does have the blueprint for it as the common drop, but the fact that it has 2 rares means that the parts for this are going to be expensive. Very expensive. Wow. Okay, did not see 2 rares in this thing's future, but you saw those numbers. There's no lying. This thing's going to be worth it. Then there is Octavia's, well, this one doesn't say signature, but it was her signature secondary weapon that has also been primed. Base look at the stats, not so bad, 72, 72, nice amount of crit, not much status on this thing. So let's take a look at the prime version that just from the image looks so much better. Look at that thing compared to the standard one. The prime weapons always look so much better. Let's ignore that for 1 second and go to, it has the same crit chance, it has the same crit multiplier, but instead of 10% status, it now has 24. It has the same size magazine, the same fire rate, again, status of 24, instead of 10. Oh, and the impact has gone from 18, with the puncture being 18, to 26. The slash has gone from 36, I do believe it was, don't quote me on that one, to 52, meaning this thing no longer does 72 damage, it now does 104. Oh yes, this is what prime drops used to be. Everything had increases on them. The past few times, it's been slight increases. 74 damage is now 104. This is kind of huge. The secondary fire mode, alternate fire mode, the burst fire mode is the same, 104. But instead of 10% status, it now has 24. Everything else is basically, well, it is exactly the same. The accuracy, fire rate, crit chance, crit multiplier, magazine size, reload speeds, all the same. They give it more status and more damage. Meaning this thing, oh, the prospects of this are amazing. Plus, it's only got 3 parts to build it. With the barrel, I do believe it is, on the Axie C6 relic, yes, is the uncommon drop. The Lith L1 has the blueprint. That could be I1, actually. It's either the Lith I1 or the Lith L1. I'm going to have to say I1 because if it was an L it would look like Lith in theory. Anyway, it has the blueprint as a common drop, which means this has to be the receiver as a rare drop on the Neo P2 relic. There are of course multiple ways of getting relics. You can come to the marketplace and you can buy relics from here, or you can go to the syndicates and you can buy it there, which is exactly what I do every time a new Prime comes out. Just literally go here, say, yes, I will have all of the relics please, and hope I get most of these relics. This is one of the best ways to start doing this, and I'm just curious, how many relics do I have left I don't have? Okay, quite a few. Never mind. There's 3 of the 4 needed to get Octavia, but sadly, for things like the... No, I've got 2 to do that, so it is. Wow, okay, so I'm missing 3 relics. So what on earth was with all those relics there? Because that's a lot more relics than I should be missing. But that's about it for another Prime drop. Yes, I know I said I wasn't to, but I accidentally hit play on, and so they've changed the way that her ball looks to look even better. Octavia Prime actually looked really good there. The ball more than anything else. I really didn't want to go into this video. I'm not going to go into this video, but that entire room and the way that it's glowing looks absolutely amazing. But it's the ball, the changes to it, the fact it actually looks like a wheel now, which would be why there's a wheel in the background at the part we did earlier. Ah yes, Octavia Prime, the Tenora Prime, the Pandero Prime, available now. You can farm for the relics, you can buy the Prime access, however you want to go about it. She is now in game, available on all platforms. So I think we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.